Perhaps you've heard things about the Bermuda Triangle that seem difficult to understand or illogical. Maybe you're someone who had no prior knowledge of this topic but is interested in learning more about it. Either way, it doesn't matter, as if you're interested in fully familiarizing yourself with this intriguing and fascinating subject, don't miss out on this thrilling article because here we intend to answer all your questions. What is the Bermuda Triangle? The Bermuda Triangle, also known by some as the Devil's Triangle or the Sea of Death, is an area in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. It is said that over 50 ships and around 20 airplanes have mysteriously disappeared in this area, and to this day, no trace of them has been found. You might think that this issue isn't very complicated and that this area might have adverse conditions. However, what makes this area particularly eerie and terrifying is that according to published information, 21 airplanes have also disappeared upon entering this area, and to this day, there is no news about any of them. There are many theories about the Bermuda Triangle, none of which have been conclusive, leaving the Bermuda Triangle as still a big question mark for scientists and people around the world. Two prevalent theories among the public are attributing this location to a massive time machine and activity of extraterrestrial beings in this area. Where is the Bermuda Triangle located? The Bermuda Triangle is situated in the waters of North Atlantic Ocean off the southeastern coast of America. The apex of this triangle is near Bermuda. The triangle's lowermost point extends from Florida, passing Puerto Rico to the southeast, traverses the Sargasso Sea, and returns back toward Bermuda. History of the Bermuda Triangle. The first time the Bermuda Triangle came to public attention was on September 17, 1950, when Edward Van Winkle Jones reported the disappearance of some airplanes and ships in the Miami Herald. 2 years later, the magazine Fate published a short article titled "Sea Mystery at Our Back Door," referring to the Bermuda Triangle, which made the issue much more colorful for people. This article mentioned the loss of numerous ships and airplanes, including Flight 19. 10 years later, in April 1962, American Legion magazine claimed that there was an important matter related to Flight 19. This magazine claimed that the flight's operations commander said, "We are entering white water. Nothing seems right." This incident led to rumors that Flight 19 had been sent to Mars by the Bermuda Triangle. Disappearance of USS Cyclops. How did the largest ship in the United States Navy disappear without a trace? This was a question that arose in many people's minds in March 1980, when a large American ship named USS Cyclops disappeared during a trip between the West Indies and Baltimore. A century later, no answer has been found other than that the Bermuda Triangle swallowed the ship into its abyss. The Cyclops was almost 170 meters long. it had a crew of 309 and successfully sailed between 1910 and 1970, transporting coal worldwide and aiding refugees by hand. But in 1917, when America entered World War I, Cyclops was a critical naval asset. The ship transported supplies and coal for fueling ships worldwide. Disappearance of sailing boats in the Bermuda Triangle. 5 sailing boats embarked on a journey through the Atlantic Ocean in 1919, but in January 1921, they were missing from North Carolina. At that time, many people believed it was the work of pirates who had disappeared the sailors and crew of these boats. It's possible that this ship is one of the SS Identity ships that disappeared at the same time. The mystery of Flight 19 in the Bermuda Triangle. On a warm day with beautiful clouds in the sky and a southwest breeze, general weather conditions were suitable for training flights. Flight 19 was a training flight scheduled for a routine navigation and bombing exercise. A squadron of 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, carrying 14 crew members each, was supposed to fly towards the Bahamas, practice dropping torpedoes, and then return to Fort Lauderdale. The Naval Air Station, the final training stop before graduation, had conducted similar exercises before. Flight 19 completed its prescribed maneuvers and approximately 19 minutes after takeoff, returning, Squadron Commander Lieutenant Charles C. Taylor reported that they were lost. By that time, conditions in the air and sea had worsened with the approach of dusk. Within 3 hours, Lieutenant Taylor mistakenly led Flight 19 out to sea. He contacted the control tower and described the airplane situation in a strange manner. The tower instructed them to reverse course 180 degrees and head back to Florida. However, Lieutenant Taylor claimed that their instruments and radios were malfunctioning, making navigation impossible. Her voice grew fainter, and the communication was lost forever. This incident occurred on December 5, 1945, a few months after the end of World War II. Extensive search efforts were launched to find the 5 missing aircraft, including units from Navy, Army, and Coast Guard. Their disappearance initiated one of the largest aerial and maritime search efforts in the history and sparked the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. To this day, Flight 19 remains one of the aviation's great mysteries. Disappearance of Douglas aircraft. On December 27, 1948, Captain Robert Lindquist led a commercial flight with a DC-3 aircraft from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami, Florida. The aircraft with 36 passengers on board disappeared from radar screens moments after the pilot reported to the control tower, "We are nearing our destination and are only 15 miles south and can see Miami's lights. Everything is fine." The DC-3 vanished seconds later. Disappearance of the lighthouse tender Isaac in the Bermuda Triangle. There is no simple and logical explanation for the disappearance of the lighthouse tender Isaac in the Bermuda Triangle. An island cannot sink in a storm, collide with rocks, get lost, burn, or be stolen. Books on the Bermuda Triangle. The book, The Bermuda Triangle by Charles Berlitz, was written in 1974. It became one of the best-selling books that year and sold nearly 20 million copies in 30 different languages, gaining immense popularity. Larry Koch published his book, The Bermuda Triangle Mystery Solved, in 1975, criticizing reports related to ship disappearances in Charles' book, which also received relatively good reception. Movies on Bermuda Triangle. The feature film The Triangle 2001, a thriller genre film, was produced by the United States. The film starred Luke Perry, David Hewlett, and Dorian Harewood. A film based on the Bermuda Triangle was made in 1978 by Rene Cardona, which was one of the most influential films in its time. Survivors of the Bermuda Triangle. In the past 60 years, according to existing documents, 25 people have survived and reached safety without encountering any extraordinary or strange incidents. However, the intriguing aspect concerning them is that they all passed through this area by airplane, and no one survived with the boats. General conclusion on Bermuda. Let me remind you of one important issue at the end. We said that so many ships and airplanes have been damaged and disappeared in this area. But can these events be attributed to supernatural forces without any credible evidence? I agree that when an incident becomes a rumor, it takes on unusual and intriguing colors, becoming attractive to everyone. However, we should never disregard the place of science in this path. Whatever it may be, reaching a scientific conclusion requires hours and days of examination and experimentation, but magnifying a rumor? Just use your imagination a little.